Who's there? The streets were empty, but I felt like I was being watched. I turned to run home and bumped straight into a huge, scary guy.
Finally. I thought that bodyguard of yours would never leave.
Bodyguard? Did he mean Jason? Who are you? What do you want?
You filthy rich people must be walking around with pockets full of money all the time, huh? I'm sick of seeing your ridiculous wealth parade. Give me your money and jewelry. Now!
Hi, it's Jasmine, a professional rich kid and full-time princess. My obscenely rich parents spent years praying for a child, so when I finally came along, I was basically given everything I ever wanted. Cars? Got him. Trips? Done. Private concerts? You name it. Unfortunately, my parents' gift always came with a side of public announcement to the whole world.
We're giving our miracle baby Jasmine her 8th car for her sweet 16. That's one every 2 years.
Jeez, Dad, I think everyone knows that already. And we also bought this diamond-studded dress for our baby Jasmine, because she's our star. Oh, look at all these diamonds. I hated the attention, but my parents lived for it. And soon enough, their wealth broadcast show brought home troubles. I started getting DMs constantly from people I didn't even know. It freaked me out when some of them recognized which school I went to. My parents' reaction was even worse. Their faces literally went pale when I told them. Then people began slipping notes into my locker, sending me letters to drawings. How did they even find out which locker was mine? Of course, I was uncomfortable. But my parents? Yeah, they couldn't stand still anymore. They went into full panic mode and sent in bodyguards.
Step back, Miss Ring. We've got a situation. I repeat, locker compromised. Over.
From that day onward, I was under surveillance at all times. I became the school freak, the rich girl with a matrix agents hovering behind her 24/7. It was getting suffocating. So I figured, if I could prove I could protect myself, maybe my parents would tell the guards to back off. I began taking up self-defense classes. And with a burning determination, I trained hard and quickly got my black belt. Freedom was now in my hands. Or so I thought. I did it, Dad! Black belt, baby! Can we lose the bodyguards now?
No can do, sweetie. Get your gym bag.
Turns out, not even a black belt could change my parents' minds. Before this, art was all I thought about. And as much as I loved art, how was my creativity supposed to flow if I had no freedom? Ugh! This is crazy! I needed quiet and peace for myself, but my parents just couldn't seem to understand that. Their lifestyle had always been loud and flashy. So I tried telling my parents that we should lay low for a while, that all this overprotection was ruining my daily life. But without the guards, how can we be sure that you're safe? I have a black belt, Mom. I can take care of myself.
We're not taking any risks. The more security, the better.
But what about my freedom, my friends, my hobbies, my art?
Those can wait. Safety first.
Nothing was getting through to them. Just like that, my social life was slipping away completely. At school, everyone knew to avoid me. So sure, although I was never alone, it always felt so lonely. Whenever someone tried to reach out, I was eager to accept their company right away. Hey, your lunch seems a little lonely. Well, that tends to happen when eating alone. Mind if I join you? Please do. Just then, my bodyguards dived at her and began to search her like a criminal. What on earth? Let her go!
Routine check for weapons, ma'am.
She brought juice, not a grenade. I immediately apologized to her. At this point, the whole cafeteria was staring at us. Rita, though obviously rattled, tried to play it cool. Here, I got this for you. Thank you. Suddenly, another bodyguard grabbed it and took a long sip. My jaw practically dropped to the floor. Are you serious right now?
Routine check for poison, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm out. Another shot at friendship gone with the wind. Everyone laughed while my bodyguards stood like statues. I felt so humiliated. That's when I knew I needed to have a serious talk with my parents. I'm done living like this. Either the guards go, or I do.
To where exactly?
Uncle Theo's. Dad froze at the mention of Uncle Theo. Something about Uncle Theo borrowing his favorite sneakers in 1998 and never returning them, and they hadn't spoken since. Silly, I know. But that's also exactly why he wouldn't be able to follow me if I moved in with Uncle Theo.
You're kidding, right?
If I wake up to even one bodyguard around me, we will find out. For once, he realized how serious I was. The next day, all the bodyguards were gone. I kept looking around, thinking they were hiding somewhere, but they weren't. What a miracle! With them gone, I thought I could finally make friends, but the damage was already done. Nobody wanted to be my friend anymore. Fine then. New plan. I'd be the cold, mysterious girl until graduation. Ugh. Yeah, that plan lasted for like 2 minutes. Until Jason, a transfer student, tall and Greek god-level handsome, came along. Everyone stared at him, me included.
Hey, mind moving? You're in front of my locker.
I stepped aside, flustered. Sorry. My loneliness wanted me to befriend him, but I was hesitant, afraid he'd avoid me when he found out my reputation of having a whole army following me to protect. But to my surprise, Jason was unfazed and even approached me first. FYI, the last person who sat with me ran off terrified.
Yeah, I heard. Something about a barrier of big, scary bodyguards?
Exactly. So you should be running.
Bodyguards don't scare me. I'm tall, and I watch a lot of Jackie Chan.
Sure. Be my guest then. For the first time in forever, someone wasn't afraid to joke around me. And just like that, we became friends. We talked, we laughed, we texted till 2 a.m. about everything and nothing. I finally felt normal again. He was the best thing to come into my life since forever. We started hanging out both during and after school. For the last few months, knowing him had completely livened up my boring, lonely school life. We got along so well that I wanted to invite him over. The only thing I was worried about was my parents' reaction. But to my surprise, Jason was welcomed almost instantly. No searching his bag or interrogation or anything before he was let in. Could it be that my parents saw how happy I was and agreed to loosen the security too? With Jason, I felt free and happy. So much that my creative fire started burning brightly again. Funnily enough, my sketchbook began filling up with drawings of him.
If you're gonna draw me, at least get my good side.
Draw you? Someone's getting big-headed.
You didn't just call me that. Tickle attack!
I was falling hard and fast for him, and he was always pulling me out of really messy situations. He would catch me before I could trip, open the door for me, and his glare alone sent away any bullies. He was like an unpaid bodyguard with his fast reflexes and perfect timing. Being with him felt safe and at ease. By the time we were about to graduate, I couldn't hide my feelings anymore. Close your eyes. I have a surprise for you.
What is it?
Just close your eyes already. It was a portrait of Jason from that day on the balcony. You can look now. When Jason set his eyes on it, his expression was one of tenderness.
You drew this? For me? Jasmine, this must have taken forever.
It was worth it. I couldn't rest anyway. You're all I think about. The moment I said that, I saw panic in Jason's eyes. It stunk when he looked away. Jason, what I'm saying is, I like you. You get that, right?
Jasmine, thank you, but I wish you hadn't said that.
Why? Don't you feel the same way? I thought you liked me too.
I do. Anyway, we should head back. It's getting late.
I tried asking him again, but he kept quiet. My heart was hurting, and I just couldn't understand. Why couldn't we be together? After that, I couldn't bring myself to see him again. I needed some time alone, but I forgot the danger of being completely alone for the first time since ages. Who's there? The streets were empty, but I felt like I was being watched. I turned to run home and bumped straight into a huge, scary guy.
Finally! I thought that bodyguard of yours would never leave.
Bodyguard? Did he mean Jason? Who are you? What do you want?
You filthy rich people must be walking around with pockets full of money all the time, huh? I'm sick of seeing your ridiculous wealth parade. Give me your money and jewelry. Now! Ugh!
And then he attacked, but my months of self-defense training kicked in, and he was down in seconds flat.
Oh, you've got some fight, huh? Let's see how tough you are now.
I felt my heart drop as 2 more men emerged from the shadows. How was I to fight 3 men on my own? They lunged at me, and I instinctively squeezed my eyes shut, raising my hands up to shield my face, but nothing happened. I opened my eyes, and to my surprise, Jason was there, fighting the men off. He knocked them down like they were made of straw and called the cops. On any other day, I'd be swooning. But at that moment, a cold realization hit me.
Are you okay?
Where did you learn to fight like that?
I could ask you the same.
Self-defense class. You next. You just took down 3 grown men without breaking a sweat. Who are you? His silence said everything. You showed up immediately after Dad sent away the bodyguards. You're their replacement, aren't you? Is that why my parents welcomed you into our home instantly?
I can explain.
So, it's all an act. That's why you turned me down.
No, Jasmine, I have feelings for you too. Real feelings.
Liar! You only cared about me as your mission. As the police arrested the man and approached Jason for questions, I ran away, feeling heartbroken and betrayed. The moment I got home, I packed my things. My parents lied to me. Again. But I was done living like this, letting them impose on my life however they wanted.
Please, Jasmine, imagine what could have happened if he wasn't there.
You lied to me, Dad. You betrayed my trust. And that's what matters. We just wanted to protect you. This would have never even happened in the first place if you hadn't broadcast our entire life to the whole world. You put me on their radar. So I left for the one place I knew I'd find peace, Uncle Theo's. He lived off the grid, leading a quiet, calm life despite being extremely wealthy. Here, it's just us and nature. At first, I felt relieved. But as much as I didn't want to admit it, I missed my parents, and I missed Jason. Without him, it felt like the world lost its colors, and my brushes couldn't find the will to paint anymore. Yet, I still wasn't ready to forgive them, though my phone was ringing nonstop.
That's the 3rd time today. Are you sure you don't want to hear them out?
I'm sure. I'm better off this way.
Your parents can be excessive and overdramatic, but I know you know they only meant the best for you. I think they've learned their lesson now. And sometimes forgiveness isn't just about them. It's to set yourself free too.
Deep down, I knew Uncle Theo was right. So the next time my parents called, I answered the phone. But if I were to come back, changes needed to be made too. First, Dad had to reconcile with Uncle Theo. Second, no more of that flashy and loud lifestyle. No bodyguards or camera crews standing by 24/7. Things seemed to look up as my parents agreed, and even decided to move to a more quiet home. Then I saw him, and my heart ached again. Seriously? What's Mr. Secret Bodyguard doing here?
It's not what you think, dear. No secret business. For what it's worth, Jason turned down the check we offered for your protection. He's only here now because he just wants to talk to you. That's all. We'll give you two some space.
Seeing him again brought back feelings I'd been trying to keep down all this time. You turned down the money. Why?
Because it wasn't a job to me. Not anymore, Jasmine. I was with you because I cared about you. I fell for you, Jasmine, and I'm sorry I lied. But if there's even the smallest chance you still feel something, let me make it up to you. Please?
His voice rang with sincerity. Of course, I'd missed him too. You're forgiven, Jason. He leaned in, brushed a strand of hair behind my ears, and I was lost in his eyes again. Now, I believe you owe me a date?
Many dates. Anywhere and anything you'd like.
In the end, not everything needs an audience. Real luxury isn't what you flaunt. It's what you quietly hold close. Peace, privacy, love.
I was wandering in the forest edge to amuse myself when I realized I got totally lost. What's that sound? All of a sudden, a blur of golden and black spots leaped towards me. I'm doomed! Guys, I'm here in Africa on vacation to support my parents with their new reality show. Oh, duty calls. See you later, Moaz. Hi, I'm Vivian, an influencer from Aachen, Germany. My mom and dad are actors, which does have some perks. They gave me everything I wanted. Branded clothes, supercars, fancy phones. Except for one thing. Their time. Christmas, birthdays, graduation ceremony, whatever the occasion, they missed it. My friends thought I had the perfect life, but my only wish was to be picked up at school by my parents once. I was hoping this trip would be different, but it seems nothing has changed. They seem to have forgotten about their daughter's presence. Duh. That's why I always had to rely on strangers' attention like this. Being here alone was so boring. So I decided to amuse myself by live streaming in the forest edge. Hey viewers! Oh crumbs, I only have one signal bar. Hang on. Looks like I wandered further than I meant to. No worries. What's that sound? All of a sudden, a blur of golden and black spots leap towards me. I'm doomed! I still haven't eaten caviar pizza, and I still don't own a Gucci bag in every color! I haven't even become prom queen! I can't die! Wait, were my eyes deceiving me? Or was the leopard really knocked out by some jungle guy swinging on a vine? Oh boy, he sure does resemble Tarzan.
Beautiful!
Thank you? I turned to reach for my phone and realized it had fallen on the ground, and I was still live streaming. Viewers were bombarding me with sad and wow face emojis and flooding my comments with concerned messages. Then my parents and the crew showed up. Turns out this guy had been lost in the jungle since he was a little boy, and he was raised by monkeys. His parents had passed away by now. I know, but I got lost too. Why they... Then, Mom and Dad announced that they'd bring this jungle boy home under the guise of being charitable. Pfft, wasn't it for publicity? They named him Taz and gave him a makeover. Well, at least they tried to. All the suits he tried on tore, as he was way too muscly. It took an entire box of candy bars to make him agree to shave, and he still refused to cut his hair. He could only speak a limited number of words and sentences he remembered from being a kid, so Mom and Dad had to hire a tutor to teach him to read and write, which was me. He hated living in the house, and after several occasions where he climbed out of the window and slept in the garden, my parents built him an amazing jungle zone room. But then he kept me awake all night with his incessant ape howling noises. My parents even brought him to their shows, and all they talked about every day was Taz this, Taz that, which made me feel like an outsider. This was really hard for me, but I tried to be patient. Then one day, my parents told me the worst news ever.
Taz is going to come to school with you as your bodyguard. We don't have time to do it. At least this time we'll know you'll be safe.
What? But I don't need a bodyguard, especially not one that can't even speak properly.
Taz knows basic conversation now. I don't see the problem.
So the next day, Taz started to stick to me. I set some ground rules. He had to stay 10 feet away from me at all times, and he wasn't allowed to mutter a single word to me. Thankfully, Mia, my bestie, was there to provide some normality to the freak show that was currently my life. Coffee for the hottie.
Don't drink. Me test first. Taz say safe for V to drink.
Yummy! Then I quickly explained everything to her. He's kinda hot, in a wild way. Don't you dare say that again! But later, despite my rules, Taz stuck to me like glue.
Parents told Taz must guard V.
Worst of all, the other students treated him like a celebrity. They took his photo, asked him dumb questions which caused traffic congestion in the hall. He immediately ran up the wall like a ninja to escape the crowd, making them even more excited and chase after him. That night, I checked my Instagram and was excited to see that I was only 2K followers away from 500K. Yahoo! Then an account caught my eye. That dude even has a fan page? For real? He stole my parents, my school popularity, and now he's trying to steal my followers too? What's with these crazy people? Why are they all so obsessed with him? At least there still exists a normal person, and handsome as well. Yeah, my Henry. I've secretly liked him for years, but even this sassy Instagram queen has a weakness. Just looking at him made my legs shake, so I admired him in secret. The next day, I was sneakily putting letters and gifts on Henry's desk when Taz interrupted.
Why we do that?
It's for love. When you really like someone, you show them with romantic gestures. Okay, it's like giving your last morsel of food to someone even though you're extremely hungry. Got it? Seeing as Taz was huge, it was no surprise he was soon asked to join the basketball team. Guess who else was on it? Yep, Henry. So I've got an idea. Maybe Taz was my way of getting closer to him. I asked Taz to give Henry a soda, but Taz accidentally shook it too hard. So when Henry opened it, he got totally soaked. Then I told Taz to support Henry during the match, but Taz was so into the game that he accidentally pushed Henry's pants down, revealing his Hello Kitty underwear. Everyone laughed at him, and he was so humiliated that he ran off the court. After the match, Taz came to me saying he was sorry, then continued,
Taz not like Henry.
I decided it was better to separate Taz and Henry before he ruined everything. All right, so I think it's best if you quit basketball.
But Taz likes basketball.
No big deal. I can ask my parents to build you a private basketball court and play with you? But from now on, you'll have to listen to me.
The best ape ever!
Shh, stop saying silly things. Taz seemed so grateful for his new basketball court that he started caring about me more. He brought me an overload of fresh fruit, a bit too fresh, and checked it on whenever I was sad. I had just been at ease for a while before Taz was messing around again. I had a movie premiere to attend and was about to change into my stunning Versace dress, only to discover it had been swapped for a dress made from actual leaves.
Green! Beautiful, she said.
Luckily, I managed to arrange another dress just in time, but at the premiere, when the press interviewed me, Taz appeared.
V, best ape ever!
I was so embarrassed. I turned bright red and forgot my words. Thanks to Taz, I became a netizen laughingstock. I swear that I would pay this back, and my chance finally came. The audience loved Taz, but big crowds freaked him out, and he always tried to find a way to hide. During one press conference, I saw him run off frightened, so I followed him. Hey Taz, is there a place that will make you feel better? I can take you there.
V, take Taz to jungle? Taz happy.
So I took him to the Dower Forest. As soon as we got there, Taz's mood changed. He ran wild and then stopped at a large oak tree.
V, why letters?
This is the bridegroom's oak tree. Local people like to leave love letters here. Then we sat down under the tree, and Taz looked so upset.
Taz not like bright light and flashes.
That's okay. We can just chill here, right? Great. Seeing Taz leave the show on his own, then surely Mom and Dad wouldn't like him anymore. Only, when we returned home, my parents weren't furious with Taz, but with me.
Vivian, you should be setting a good example for Taz, not just inciting and taking him away from important events. Can you stop acting like a child and think before you act for once?
I shut myself in my room and I had a complete meltdown. Then I rang Mia to confide in her. Living with Taz is a nightmare. He has to leave. What do you mean? I'm going to find a way to kick him out. The next day at school, I was walking along the hallway when Henry appeared in front of me.
V, you have to convince Taff to rejoin the basketball team. We can't win the final without him. Please, I'll do anything you want.
Wow, seems like my Christmas gift came early. Anything you say? How about taking me to prom?
Actually, that's what I've always wanted to do. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I was frozen. This was incredible! I guess my kick-out Taz plan would have to wait for now. So I humbled myself to convince him. As expected, with the help of Taz, the team won. Only neither he or Henry showed up to get their trophy. I went looking for them and found Taz pouncing on Henry. Taz, stop it! But he was too full off rage to listen to me, so I had to jump between them.
He is completely out of control. You can forget about the prom then.
This is all your fault. You stole everything from me since the day you were back from that freaky jungle, and now you've beaten up my crush. All you've done is ruin my life. Why can't you just give me alone? Then he left. For real. This felt great, as I'd finally got rid of the thorn in my eye. Only, I couldn't shake away this empty feeling. Scrolling through my old comments didn't help, and neither did live streaming. I suddenly realized I missed the special way Taz cared about me. And when with him, I didn't have to hide or force myself to be anything other than me. I aimlessly wandered to Dodur Forest and stopped at the oak tree. A letter poking out of the hole caught my eye. I picked it up and recognized it was Taz's try-to-be-neat but scribbled handwriting.
Henry liar. He's with Mia.
My head was still spinning when my phone went crazy. I checked and saw my inbox was full of rude comments. Then I soon found the viral audio. Living with Taz is a nightmare. He has to leave. I'm going to find a way to kick him out. I was literally petrified for a few seconds, while netizens kept going crazy, saying I was so ungrateful to Taz even after he'd saved my life. How could she? I immediately went to Mia's house to confront her about it. It was you, the only one I confided my story. Oh well, Miss Obvious. It was me. So what? Henry's mine, not yours. He just told you what you wanted to hear to get Taz back on the team. But that moron overheard Henry talking to me and dared to hurt him. You! Hi's, talk about the jungle, dud. Total simp and stupid. I told him you'd love a leaf dress and he totally bought it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get my hair done for a date with Henry. Mwah. I felt like an elephant had slapped right on the face. So Taz was right. Back home, I gloomily pulled out Taz's letter. But hold on, there's still another part. Why didn't I realize it sooner? Right then, my parents arrived home. They'd heard that audio and were absolutely furious.
It's your fault Taz ran away. Now we have to compensate for the contracts of the shows he was supposed to be in.
You don't care about anyone! Says you! All you do is give me money and that's it! You're never there when I need you! Never! Even Taz cares about me more than you both do. Then I ran off right away. I kept going until I ended up under this bridge. Then I saw him. He was playing with some stray cats and dogs. I immediately ran to hug him and started apologizing, but he pointed behind me and said,
Bad guys, bad guys.
I turned around to see two figures headed this way. I dragged Taz into the corner and we watched them bundle the cats and dogs into sacks. They were definitely up to no good, so I used my phone to record them, but...
What you aiming at, kids?
I woke up feeling dizzy to realize that we were both tied up in an abandoned house.
Still no reply from her parents. They better pay up, or else.
You're wasting your time. They don't care about me. The thieves ignored me and kept calling and calling, but still no answer. That was it. I was gonna die here. We. Then, when it was pitch black out there, the door barged open and walked in Mom and Dad with a bag of money. As the thieves counted the money, Dad tried dialing the police, but one of them came throwing his phone right away and beat him up.
Say goodbye to your daughter.
Please don't hurt her. Hurt me instead. This really shocked me, as I'd only ever seen other people bowing to my parents before, not the other way around. The one guy raised a plank of wood to hit me, but right at this time, Taz leaped free and knocked them out cold. The police arrived soon after that and arrested the thieves. Mom and Dad immediately rushed to me. Are you okay, sweetie? We were worried sick when you were nowhere to be seen, and we're sorry for making you feel unwanted.
We never had money growing up and struggled a lot. That's why we wanted a different life for you. We kept working and thought giving you money over our time was the best way to show our love, but we were wrong.
Mom, Dad, what I really need from you is your presence. It's more precious than anything. And thank you for everything.
Okay, I protect V. I protect animals too.
Now I've realized what I needed the most. It was to always stay true to myself, like this dummy. I didn't want to be some fancy influencer anymore. Instead, Taz inspired me to use my reputation to establish an organization to care for abandoned animals. As for my dear ex-best friend and dear ex-crush, meh, they didn't matter to me anymore. 'Cause you know what? The sweetest revenge is to live a fabulous life. At the end of the prom, I asked Taz about the note. Taz, did you write this?
I'm glad you asked. I practiced many times to say those words. Now time to say officially. I like you, V. You're my best ape ever.
So, my dream of conquering Hollywood and becoming a world-renowned actress is finally beginning. Today is my first casting. Oh boy, I hope it runs smoothly. Now I just have to change my clothes. I heard that Jenny Sinclair is here too. She's bound to get the main role, as her billionaire dad is too influential for her to not to. Ugh, you mean Jenny? The talentless eye candy? She's nothing special. Her dad's loaded. And it's rumored her mom is a famous actress. But after giving birth to her, she abandoned her for a movie role. This is so unfair. How are we meant to compete with some rich girl with a paternal sob story? Yes, I'm Jenny Sinclair, the daughter of billionaire Rod Sinclair, and the rumored daughter of a mysterious famous actress. People think growing up in wealth means my life is super easy. Wrong. My dad refuses to talk to me about my mother. Hence, even I myself don't know who she is, and Dad is also completely against my acting dreams. You see, I definitely needed to win this role on talent. Then they'd all take me seriously. It's almost my turn. I'm so nervous. The movie's called The Servant, so the main role is for the part of this maid, and Mrs. Sharma, a veteran actress who had just come back from Hollywood, will play the role of the ruthless mistress. This is it. Fingers crossed I don't forget my lines. Next, Jennifer Sinclair. Ignoring the buzzing gossip behind me, I confidently stepped onto the stage and smiled at Mrs. Sharma. She seemed a little surprised when she saw me. Fetch me a cup of chamomile tea. I was walking with the tray when... Oops! I tripped and fell, and the cup shattered across the floor. You incompetent girl! You do realize that cup was worth more than you are? Huh? This wasn't in the script. Stunned, I just stood there with a confused look on my face. Poof! Miss Sinclair, how are you supposed to be an actress when your reactions are this abysmal? Acting is also about improvisation, not just learning the script by heart, young lady. Jenny, you clearly didn't do your research, as you're clueless about this character. I regained my composure, hurriedly apologized to Miss Sharma, and begged the director to let me try one more time. I don't have time for this. How can a young girl who was born with a silver spoon in her mouth ever understand the life of a maid? Please leave. Other contestants are waiting. So, my dream casting became a nightmare. Ugh, it felt like the whole world was laughing at me. Miss, please get up. You need to eat something. Please don't be down. There'll be plenty of other opportunities. No, that was my big chance, and I blew it. Lucas Hemingworth hates me. That basically means the whole industry will now shun me. Oh, him. My aunt's his housekeeper, and she said he's a horror to work for. He's fired 5 housekeepers within the last month, and now nobody dares apply. Don't let him get you down. Everybody knows how obnoxious he is. Did you just say Lucas Hemingworth is looking for a maid, and you know the housekeeper there? That's right, but this is the perfect way to show him that I'm not just a pretty face. I might seem like a spoiled rich girl. I sure still can play the role of a maid better than anyone else. Please help me, or else I'll go on a hunger strike. Before she had a chance to reply, I grabbed the glass of milk and glugged it all in one breath. Okay then, we have the deal now? Hey, it's me, Jenny. I pass for a maid now, right? Remember what I told you, and never set foot in the master's working room without being asked. Now go to the warehouse and get me the box of Christmas decorations. Ugh, this box was so heavy. Suddenly I bumped into something, and as I fell, all of the Christmas decorations scattered across the floor. Huh? What was beneath me? Oh no, I was lying on top of someone. Oh my god, it was Lucas. I quickly got off him and apologized, but he just tutted at me, then walked off. I was feeling dumbfounded as I picked up the decorations when this girl approached me. You're the new maid, huh? Don't think that being pretty means you can seduce my dad to become a famous actress or something. Here's a piece of advice. Don't even dream about it. From now on, this maid serves me and only me. What a bummer. It was only my first day and I'd already got on the wrong side of Lily, the director's daughter. She already had a reputation in the modeling world for her extremely unpleasant personality. And indeed, from that day on, whenever she was home, she spent every second of her time tormenting me. Once, Lily asked me to bring her a cup of hot tea, but as soon as I put the tea tray down, she immediately changed her mind. She wanted her tea to be cool instead, so I had to stand fanning the cup for half an hour. Then, on another occasion, she ordered me to stand by the pool in the midday heat holding a tray of fruit. Then after each lap, she made me feed her a piece. It's not surprising I ended up with heat stroke and fell into the pool, which must have been extremely funny to Lily. Ugh. Well, she who laughs today may weep tomorrow. The next day, while watering the roses in the backyard, I caught sight of Lily acting out the part of the maid in front of her father through the living room's window. It seemed that she wanted to take the lead role in the movie, too. I think you should just focus on your commercial advertising projects. You haven't learned the lines, and your fake crying is terrible. Do you even know which book this movie is adapted from? Then he just left, leaving her with her tantrum. At that moment, Lily caught me standing there laughing. So, as punishment, she ordered me to clean every single book in the library. Ugh! Whatever. I liked books anyway. Standing on the ladder cleaning, I happened to see the original copy of The Servant, the book the play is based on. I took it off the shelf, when suddenly, the sound of the door opening startled me. I quickly put the book back and tried to climb down the ladder, but then I misplaced my footing and... Ah! Firm hands grabbed my waist and guided me onto my feet. They were wearing a hoodie, mask, and sunglasses. OMG. Had a thief just saved me? Who are you? How did you get in? This is trespassing. Do you realize whose house you're trying to rob? And you, do you know who you're talking to? Thief. Ridiculous. Then he pulled down his hood and took off his sunglasses and mask. Oh God. It was Jack Jerome, the hottest actor on the scene right now. Before I could react, Lily's high-pitched scream startled us both. Jack, you're here! It's so exciting that you're staying with us for the next few months. I'm such a huge fan. To Lily's dismay, Jack ignored her, then coldly walked out of the room. So, turns out Jack's been cast as the male lead in The Servant, And to avoid adding to his already scandalous past and thus affecting the movie, Lucas insisted he stay here during filming. Anyway, even though I didn't like Jack at all, at least him being around meant Lily was too busy clinging onto him to pester me. These days, I often take advantage of the late-night cleaning time to study the original book. The last audition is coming up, and I have to understand my character better than anyone else. I was cleaning the kitchen while reading when suddenly I heard footsteps. Who could it be at this time? So, you like this book? It's confusing though, right? Are you suggesting a mere maid like me isn't smart enough to understand it? I have no idea why you're cast as the warm, kind-natured, sincere part of Alfred. You're clearly the opposite of him. It's called acting, sweetheart. So are you saying an actor must be exactly like their character in real life? Then shouldn't you be more cautious, since I just played a murdering lunatic in my last movie? He's really unpleasant. Arguing with someone as arrogant as him was pointless. I'd just taken a few steps when I slipped over, but Jack reached out and grabbed my shirt tail, which helped save me from falling flat on the ground, but caused my shirt to tear. I blushed in embarrassment and tried to fix it. Here, have this, he said, as he quickly took off his jacket and placed it around my shoulders. At that moment, out of nowhere, Lily appeared. On seeing her, Jack hurriedly left the kitchen. She stormed over to me and yanked his shirt off me. What now? Changing your target already? But let me remind you, you're just some dumb maid. Jack's mine? Oh, poor Lily. You delusional girl. I'm not interested in Jack. But it doesn't take more than a glance to tell he's not remotely interested in her. Because of yesterday's incident, Lily made me wake up at 4 a.m. to bake probably all kinds of cakes that exist on Earth. I'd just finished decorating the last batch when she rushed into the kitchen, snatched the apron and gloves off me, then put them on. I didn't have time to understand what was happening when Jack walked in and she quickly held the plate out to him. Have a bite! I got up early to make it for you. What a fake! Jack was about to pop a piece of cake into his mouth when I realized it was almond. He's allergic to them. Stop! That cake has almonds in it. Here, have this one. He took the cake, then winked at me before he walked off. Yeah, his personality sucks, but oh boy, how to resist that strong jawline and those beautiful deep eyes? Naturally, Lily was furious, so she forced me to make tea. But no matter how much she knocked on Jack's door, he wouldn't open it for her. So she angrily threw the tea tray on the ground and yelled for me to clean it up. Oh my, it was such a mess. The carpet was tea-stained and there were bits of chipped china everywhere. I started picking up the pieces when, ouch, I cut my hand. Jack immediately opened the door. Then on seeing my bleeding hand, he quickly led me into his room and helped me bandage the cut. I didn't know he had this warm side to him. How surprising. This weekend, the director's having a small gathering for the film cast and crew, so my time was taken up with the preparation for this. Now I was confident to say that I had fully understood what it's like to be a servant. There's no housework that I hadn't tried. I also accidentally lied to the housekeeper that I used to be a bartender, so she assigned the cocktail making to me. I was trying to get my head around the recipe of a cosmopolitan when Jack walked in. Pretty good, but perhaps it needs a little more cranberry juice. You want them merry, not passing out. I know all the guests coming, so I can give you hints on what cocktails to serve them. That's a good thing. I could ask him more about my future co-stars. The two of us talked passionately about wine, cocktails, and the servant book. Turns out he's actually quite sweet, and nothing at all like those ego-driven swine the press portray him as. While talking and drinking, I felt a little dizzy. Suddenly, Jack approached me. Actually, I find you quite captivating, so you can quit playing around now. Playing around? Huh? You think I like you? You're drunk. I was about to leave when Jack stopped me. You're always falling over in front of me. You remember my almond allergy? You're reading the book I'm cast as the lead in. If you don't like me, how come you've been with me this whole time? I looked at Jack confused. Honestly, every time I faced him, I felt my heart skip. Seeing me blushing, Jack gently lifted my chin, and placed a sweet kiss on my lips. Right then, a scream made me jump and almost fell over again. Ah! What on earth are you two doing? I frantically ran out of the kitchen, leaving Lily screaming behind me. I sat outside by the pool until I regained my composure. That was unexpected. My first kiss was with Jack, the scandalous actor I hated the most. I think I needed to leave before things became even more complicated. After composing myself, I went back to my room to start packing, and saw my clothes were thrown across the ground, and there, sitting on my bed with a smug look on her face, was Lily. She waved my passport and script in her hand. Jenny Sinclair, it appears I know your secret. How humble of you to lower yourself to play a maid just to get a movie role. Imagine the scandal if the press found out about this. No one would dare to cooperate with a snake like you. I angrily grabbed my things back, but it didn't work. Lily even pulled out her phone to film and threaten me. Do what I say, else this video goes viral. Then not only will your daddy dearest know you've been scrubbing toilets all day, but imagine the damage your lies will do to his precious reputation. Ugh! She was messing with the wrong girl. My method acting experience was over. I was done being her puppet. It's time she realized who's the true master of this game.
Halo, ini aku, Jenny, pelayan yang menyamar. Jika kalian bertanya-tanya kenapa gadis kaya sepertiku memilih menjadi pembantu, maka sepertinya kalian belum menonton episode dramatis 1 tentang masa-masa penuh gejolakku di rumah ini. Kalian benar-benar harus menontonnya. Aku memiliki impian untuk mendapatkan peran akting. Jadi apa yang lebih baik untuk memahami pola pikir seorang pembantu selain menjalani kehidupan sebagai seorang pembantu? Jadi itu sebabnya aku di sini. Bekerja di rumah Direktur Lukas. Sayangnya semuanya tidak berjalan mulus karena putrinya yang pendendam, Lily, mengetahui rahasiaku. Dan sekarang dia berniat membuat hidupku sengsara. Jessie, Nona Hemingway meminta tehnya. Soalnya, aku sudah punya ribuan hal yang harus diurus sejak malam ini sutradara mengadakan pesta untuk kru film. Dan tetap saja Lily tidak mau memberiku waktu istirahat untuk melakukan semua perintahnya yang menjengkelkan itu. Begitu aku meletakkan nampan teh di depan Lily, dia menatapku dengan pandangan tidak setuju. Lalu mengambil serbet dari nampan dan menyeka lipstik dari bibirku. Pembantu tidak usah pakai make up, kan Jessie? Atau harus aku katakan Jenny? Apa kamu mencoba merayu Jackku? Menjauhlah dari dia, kalau tidak aku akan membuatmu membayarnya. Aku mencondongkan tubuh ke dekat telinga Lily. Aku benci membocorkannya padamu, tapi Jacklah yang sepertinya tidak bisa menjauh dariku. Rupanya kamu tidak semenarik pembantu, ya? Dengan marah Lily menjatuhkan cangkir tehnya, menyebabkan beberapa tetes air panas terciprat ke tanganku. Tepat pada saat itu, Jack lewat dan bergegas menghampiriku. Kamu baik-baik saja? Biarkan aku melihatnya. Aku baik-baik saja. Tolong pergi. Aku tidak mau majikanku salah paham. Jack membantuku berdiri, lalu berbalik dan menatap Lily dengan tatapan tajam. Aku tidak melakukan apa-apa. Dia cuma berpura-pura. Tanpa membiarkannya selesai, dia membawaku ke kamarnya. Wah, Lily benar-benar terlihat marah karena hal ini. Sejujurnya, aku tidak terlalu suka, tapi Jack tetap merawatku dengan lembut. Dia bahkan meniup lembut tanganku untuk membantu menghilangkan rasa sakitnya. Tidak dapat dipungkiri bahwa aku sedikit terharu dengan tindakannya. Sejujurnya, dia tampan, tidak berlebihan jika orang memanggilnya Adonis dunia hiburan. Tiba-tiba, aku menyadari dia menatap mataku. Oh tidak, apakah dia menyadari aku sedang menatapnya? Kenapa kamu menatapku seperti itu? Kamu bahkan tidak berkedip. Lalu dia mencondongkan tubuh ke arah wajahku. Apakah dia akan menciumku lagi? Aku segera menutup mulutku dengan tanganku, dan dia hanya menggelengkan kepalanya dan tertawa. Menurutmu apa yang akan aku lakukan? Aku melompat dan berlari keluar dari sana. Wah, jantungku belum pernah berdebar secepat ini. Aku menenangkan diri lalu turun untuk terus bekerja. Tapi baiklah, lihat siapa yang ada di sini lagi. Tentunya Lily mulai memerintahku lagi begitu dia melihat wajahku. Malam tiba. Para tamu mulai berdatangan dan pesta akhirnya bisa dimulai. Dan saat menyajikan minuman kepada semua orang, aku tetap membuka telinga untuk menangkap segala macam gosip tentang drama tersebut. Sementara itu, Lily terpaku di sisi Jack. Dia jelas ingin semua orang mengira mereka pacaran. Dia melambai padaku, tapi saat aku mendekatinya, aku melihat dia menjulurkan kakinya untuk membuatku tersandung. Oke, baiklah. Jika dia ingin aku jatuh, maka aku akan jatuh. Jadi, aku sengaja jatuh dan menumpahkan anggur merah ke seluruh gaun pesanan kesayangannya. Dia tampak seperti akan meledak dari dalam, tapi aku hanya meminta maaf sebesar-besarnya sambil membantunya berdiri. Lily marah besar, lalu naik ke atas untuk berganti pakaian. Dengan menyingkirnya dia, Jack bertanya padaku apakah tanganku baik-baik saja. Apakah dia benar-benar mengkhawatirkanku? Dia dengan lembut memegang tanganku untuk memeriksanya, lalu bahkan membersihkan pakaianku. Aku tersenyum malu-malu dan hendak mengucapkan terima kasih, tapi dia sudah berbalik untuk menyambut Siren, aktris cantik yang sedang naik daun ini. Sulit dipercaya. Saat aku melihatnya menuntunnya ke lantai dansa, aku merasa sangat bodoh karena percaya bahwa pria seperti dia mampu memiliki perasaan yang tulus. Aku dengan marah pergi ketika pengurus rumah tangga mendesakku untuk mengambilkan lebih banyak kursi untuk para tamu. Menjadi seorang pembantu sungguh menyedihkan. Kalian bahkan tidak punya waktu untuk marah. Saat aku bergegas ke ruang penyimpanan, aku melihat Lily berdiri di depan ruang belajar direktur. Tampak licik. Apa yang dia lakukan? Aku berdehem, yang membuatnya terkejut dan menyebabkan dia menjatuhkan ponselnya. Ya ampun, ketika dia berbalik dan melihatku, dia benar-benar terlihat marah. Dia memerintahkanku untuk membawakan bajunya, tapi ku bilang aku harus menyelesaikan tugas pengurus rumah tangga terlebih dahulu. Cepat, temui aku di tepi kolam renang. Lalu dia pergi. Penasaran, aku mengintip melalui celah ke dalam kantor Lukas dan melihat Bu Sharma di sana bersamanya. Apakah Lily menguping mereka? Setelah itu, aku harus membawa rangkaian gaun Lily berkeliling pesta. Memang gadis yang mencolok. Tapi rencananya untuk menghukumku tidak berhasil, karena semua orang tampaknya lebih memperhatikanku daripada dia. Aku bahkan mendengar beberapa dari mereka berbisik bahwa aku cantik, yang membuat Lily mengerutkan wajahnya karena kesal. Lalu saat kami berada di tepi kolam, dia menyuruhku merapikan rambutnya. Tapi kemudian dia tiba-tiba mengayunkan tangannya yang membuatku kehilangan keseimbangan. Karena panik, aku meraih ikat pinggang Lily dan kami berdua memasang ekspresi ngeri saat kami terjatuh ke dalam kolam dengan kepala lebih dulu. Lily sengaja mendorongku agar semua orang tertawa. Jadi, baiklah, mata ganti mata. Melihat Lily seperti alat bantu apung dalam gaun OTT itu, aku berpura-pura tidak bisa berenang dan memeluknya lalu mendorong kepalanya ke bawah beberapa kali. Tiba-tiba, seseorang melompat ke dalam kolam dan menarikku. Itu adalah Jack. Untuk orang yang tidak bisa berenang, kamu pasti tidak terlihat begitu ketakutan ya. Lain kali cobalah akting lebih realistis. Ya ampun, Jack melihat menembus diriku. Dengan malu-malu aku membuat alasan untuk pergi berganti pakaian dan pergi. Syukurlah pesta kacau itu telah usai. Benar-benar melelahkan. Tetap saja, aku tidak bisa berhenti memikirkan Jack dan bagaimana dia selalu muncul di saat yang tepat. Kurasa tindakannya benar-benar membuatku tersentuh, namun ada kemungkinan dia hanya memanfaatkanku untuk mengganggu Lily. Kan? Dia pasti tidak akan melepaskanku kali ini. Bicara tentang Lily, aku melarangmu berbicara dengan Jack lagi. Kamu mungkin lupa peringatanku. Ayahku ada di rumah sekarang. Haruskah aku bicara dengannya? Lakukan sesukamu, tapi aku yakin Percy akan tertarik melihat foto-fotomu yang jelek. Dan apa kamu ingat bagaimana suatu saat kamu berpura-pura sakit agar tidak berpartisipasi dalam program amal? Kamu berani diam-diam mengambil fotoku? Kamulah yang memeriksa barang-barangku terlebih dahulu. Aku tidak tertarik pada Jack. Tapi aku tidak akan pernah duduk diam dan membiarkanmu mengendalikanku lagi. Oke, baiklah. Selama kamu tidak berada di dekatnya, aku akan meninggalkanmu sendirian. Ayahku menyuruhmu membawakannya teh ke ruang kerjanya, jadi cepatlah. Lukas mau minum teh sambil kerja? Oke. Aku membawa nampan teh ke atas dan segera bersembunyi di sebuah ruangan dekat kantornya. Setelah beberapa saat, aku melihat Lily mendekat dan mendekatkan telinganya ke pintu sambil bergumam. Kenapa ayah belum membentaknya? Apakah dia menggodanya lagi? Rubah ini. Lalu dia segera membuka pintu sambil berpikir dia akan menangkap basahku. Soalnya, aku tahu Lukas hanya minum kopi saat bekerja. Dan dia juga benci diganggu. Pada titik ini, aku perlahan memasuki ruangan dan melihatnya meneriaki putri kesayangannya. Aku sudah mengatakan bahwa tidak ada yang boleh memasuki ruangan ini tanpa izinku. Aku pura-pura tidak mengerti apa yang sedang terjadi saat itu, dan buru-buru meletakkan nampan teh di atas meja. Tuan, Nyonya menyuruh aku membawakan teh untuk kalian. Kalian berdua, keluar sekarang! Lily memelototiku dengan marah dan berjalan keluar. Itu benar baginya karena mencoba membuatku mendapat masalah. Sungguh gila betapa cepatnya waktu berlalu. Hari terakhir casting sudah tinggal besok. Aku begadang untuk berlatih lagi. Ketika tiba-tiba Lily masuk dan merobek naskahku. Aku melarangmu mengikuti audisi untuk peran ini. Bagaimanapun itu akan menjadi milikku. Jadi menyerah saja dan selamatkan dirimu dari penghinaan. Apa yang harus dilakukan dengan gadis tukang delusi ini? Keesokan paginya, aku bangun pagi-pagi untuk bersiap-siap. Ketika aku hendak membuka pintu, pintu itu tidak mau bergerak. Oh tidak, itu dikunci dari luar. Lily pasti berada di balik ini. Aku membuka jendela dan mengintip ke bawah. Tidak terlalu tinggi, jadi aku mengikat bajuku menjadi tali untuk turun. Namun di tengah perjalanan, sebuah baju tiba-tiba robek dan aku terjatuh. Kepelukan seseorang. Aku bergegas berdiri dan berbalik untuk melihat. Jack? Dia menggosok lengannya sambil mengerutkan kening ke arahku. Kamu suka jatuh ke pelukanku, kan? Aku sedang terburu-buru, aku tidak punya waktu untuk berdebat denganmu. Aku mengambil tasku dan hendak pergi ketika sebuah ide muncul di benakku. Bisakah kamu segera mengantarku ke studio? Jack sedikit terkejut pada awalnya, tapi akhirnya dia setuju. Aku bertransformasi saat berada di dalam mobil. Aku melepas wig dan lensa kontak berwarna coklat, merias wajah. Dan voila, Jenny yang cantik telah kembali. Jack tidak bisa menahan diri untuk tidak menatapku karena terkejut. Kamu? Apa yang terjadi? Tapi tidak ada waktu untuk menjelaskan. Kami sudah sampai di studio. Aku melompat keluar dari mobil dan bergegas masuk untuk mengikuti audisi. Sutradara memanggil namaku tepat pada saat aku memasuki lokasi syuting. Aku segera mendapatkan kembali ketenanganku. Dan melangkah ke panggung di mana Bu Sharma sudah menunggu. Aku berkata pada diriku sendiri aku tidak akan membiarkan dia membuatku bingung kali ini. Benar saja, dia mencoba mengusirku dengan mengubah situasi dan dialog. Tapi aku mengambil inspirasi dari masa-masa sulitku menjadi pembantu Lily dan menunjukkan sepenuh hati. Ketika aku selesai, seluruh set film mulai bertepuk tangan. Beberapa di antaranya bahkan berlinang air mata, yang membuatku meledak dalam kebahagiaan. Setelah berdiskusi beberapa saat, sutradara berdiri dan hendak mengumumkan hasilnya. Ketika Lily tiba-tiba muncul. Dia menyalakan proyektor dan meminta semua orang untuk menonton video penting. Apakah dia mencoba mengungkapku sekarang? Tapi, itu adalah video Bu Sharma yang berbicara dengan sutradara. Jenny Sinclair adalah putriku. Aku hanya ingin yang terbaik untuknya. Mohon terima permintaanku. Ya ampun. Jadi, rumor ibuku menjadi aktris terkenal itu benar adanya. Bu Sharma lah yang lebih memilih karirnya daripada aku. Aku berlutut dan menatap Bu Sharma, yang matanya penuh rasa bersalah. Semua orang mengeluarkan ponsel mereka untuk mengambil gambar dan video. Telingaku berdenging mendengar ribuan pertanyaan berdengung. Tiba-tiba, lampu padam. Dalam kegelapan, sebuah tangan menarikku keluar dari kerumunan. Itu Jack. Dia memakaikan jaketnya padaku dan kemudian diam-diam membawaku ke mobil. Jack berkendara selama 1 jam ke pantai yang sepi. Kami berdua duduk di pasir dan menatap laut. Tiba-tiba, Jack berbalik menghadapku dan meraih tanganku. Jika kamu memutuskan untuk menjadi seorang aktris, menghadapi reaksi publik atas sebuah rumor, entah itu benar atau tidak bisa dihindari. Tidak peduli apa kata semua orang, kamu harus tetap jujur pada diri sendiri dan percaya pada hal-hal benar yang sudah kamu lakukan. Aku tersenyum tipis ke arah Jack. Ternyata di balik image bad boy yang memalukan ini, sebenarnya ada seorang pria pemberani yang telah melalui banyak hal di industri yang sulit ini. Jack membawaku pulang setelah matahari terbenam dan begitu aku sampai di teras depan, aku mendengar pertengkaran. Jadi perlahan-lahan aku membuka pintu, menutup telinga dan dengan lembut mengintip ke ruang tamu. Ya Tuhan, Bu Sharma di sini. Kenapa kamu meninggalkannya selama 18 tahun lalu kembali lagi dan mengacaukan segalanya seperti itu? Kamu tahu betul kenapa aku tidak melakukan hal seperti itu. Kaulah yang mencegahku menemuinya. Aku selalu memperhatikan Jenny dari jauh. Tidak ada satupun foto dirinya yang tidak aku simpan. Jika kamu mencintainya, kenapa kamu menyeretnya ke dunia akting? Kamu mau dia menjalani kehidupan yang menyesakkan, selalu diawasi ribuan orang, tidak memiliki satu hari pun kebebasan sepertimu? Sementara itu aku bisa memberinya kehidupan yang nyaman dan bebas dari tekanan. Aku juga tidak ingin dia menjadi aktris. Akulah yang meminta sutradara untuk tidak memberinya peran utama. Aku juga ingin dia memiliki kehidupan yang damai. Jadi aku telah mencoba segala upaya untuk membuatnya gagal dalam casting. Luar biasa. Jadi itu kenyataannya? Ayah, kenapa kamu menyembunyikan ibu dariku? Tahukah kamu betapa menyebalkannya tidak memiliki seorang ibu? Jenny, kenapa kamu ada di sini? Hanya Dengarkan aku. Aku tidak ingin mendengar apapun. Jenny, izinkan aku menjelaskan. Bu Sharma, acting adalah hal yang paling aku suka. Kamu meninggalkanku untuk mengejar passionmu. Tapi sekarang kamu ingin melarang passionku? Konyol sekali. Kalian berdua terus mengatakan kalian melakukan yang terbaik untukku. Tapi pernahkah kalian bertanya bagaimana perasaanku? Aku benci kalian berdua. Aku berlari ke kamarku, membanting pintu, lalu menangis hingga aku tertidur. Ketika aku bangun, aku melihat banyak notifikasi di ponselku. Ternyata, Bu Sharma melakukan siaran langsung dan mempublikasikan cerita dari sisinya. Artikel itu memperlihatkan ruangan yang penuh dengan foto-fotoku dari bayi hingga dewasa. Dia berbicara tentang bagaimana ketika dia menceraikan ayahku, meskipun dia sangat mencintaiku. Dia pikir ayah akan mampu memberiku kehidupan yang lebih baik sehingga dia memberinya hak asuh penuh. Jadi, ternyata aku punya ibu seorang aktris terkenal, dan dia memang mencintaiku. Aku kira itu pasti berat bagi ibu, dan dia pasti sangat menderita juga. Melihat foto-foto masa kecilku yang disimpannya, air mataku mengalir deras. Saat itu, pembantuku bergegas masuk. Nona, selamat! Mereka memilihmu. Pelayan itu menunjukkan kepadaku layar ponsel. Di depanku ada sebuah artikel berjudul, Jenny Sinclair dipilih sebagai pemeran utama wanita The Servant. Aku menggosok mataku karena tidak percaya. Ini nyata, kan? Ini nyata, Nona. Lihat, bahkan klip castingmu telah mencapai jutaan like. Dan komentarnya penuh dengan pujian atas metode aktingmu. Semua orang mendukungmu. Aku melompat dan memeluk pembantuku. Air mata mengalir di wajahku. Akhirnya, mimpiku tercapai. Jadi, bagaimana sekarang? Seperti yang kalian lihat, aku berhasil. Ini adalah pemutaran perdana film tersebut. Aku di sini bersama ibu. Dia menemaniku di lokasi syuting dan mengajariku banyak hal. Tiba-tiba, sebuah tangan kekar melingkari pinggangku dari belakang. Itu adalah Jack. Dia selalu bersikap manis seperti itu. Kami bertiga berpose untuk foto dan menyapa penggemar kami. Media akhir-akhir ini terus mengirimku bersama Jack. Mereka bilang kami adalah kasus romansa di layar yang berubah menjadi kekasih di kehidupan nyata. Tapi, kurang tepat. Mengingat kami sudah jatuh cinta bahkan sebelum syuting dimulai. Oh, orang di sana itu, apakah itu benar-benar ayahku? Ya ampun, hari ini memang hari paling bahagia dalam hidupku. Mendapatkan dukungan ayah terhadap passionku seperti ini sangat berarti bagiku. Aku sedang dalam perjalanan untuk menjadi aktris hebat seperti ibuku. Atau, siapa tahu, mungkin lebih baik lagi.
I'm standing in the middle of the room wearing this extravagant dress and a glittery mask. All eyes are on me, but I can sense how ingenuine they are. This is supposed to be my sweet 16th, and yet all of these guests were complete strangers. Ugh, it's all that slimeball Gregory's fault. Actually, this OTT party was all down to him. Oh, hi, I'm Vivian, but my friends call me Viv. My mom, Jacqueline Mars, is one of the wealthiest people on Earth. So I grew up thinking massive mansions, gigantic pools, and a floor entirely for toys was the norm. Well, at least I did until I turned 10. That day I was playing in my life-size dollhouse when I heard talking coming from the other side of the fence. I peeked over it and saw a woman and a girl around my age who looked kinda weird. Curious, I spoke up. Hey you, why do you dress so funny? Pardon? What did you say? You don't even have shoes on. That's so silly. You're the silly one. Bet you've never tasted this before, huh? So try it. Spoiled rich kids like you always look down on others. While in fact, you're no use to society. I just stood there dumbfounded as the security shooed them away. I never meant to offend her. I was just curious. So I rushed inside the house to find Mom and ask her about this. Oh, honey, not anyone can be as wealthy as we are. That means you don't have to worry about a thing, sweet pea. Now go play so Mommy can work, okay? Even to this day, Mom's words still linger in my ears. I've grown to resent my family's wealth. I just wanted to be a normal kid. That's why, by the time I got to middle school, I convinced Mom to let me transfer from my private school to a public one and wipe out everything about me online, so no one would know about my influential family. I get the bus to school, buy clothes from thrift shops, and prepare my own lunch instead of bringing the gourmet dish the chefs make for me. A perfect normal life. Until Gregory, Mom's so-called boyfriend, showed up. He sticks his big nose in everything. Thanks to him, Mom wouldn't stop nagging at me about my clothing, my trashy public school, or how I gotta stop hanging out with the mediocre kids. Ugh, he is driving me insane. And to top it off, he gave Mom the idea of throwing me a 16th birthday party. I hate attention. Mom knows this. But what Gregory wants, Gregory gets. This could be an opportunity to introduce her to society and gain new associates. It'd be good for her when she takes over business in the future. Blah, blah, blah. Poof. Please. The only thing that man cares about is himself and his associates. Not mine. In the end, I agreed to a masquerade ball. On one condition. Mom has to stop interfering with who I should or shouldn't hang out with. Especially my friends at school. And that brings us to the present. Right when the host announces that it's time for my first dance? Huh? My what now? Ugh. Gregory! I was confusedly looking around to find a partner when suddenly a hand grabbed me. Birthday girl, come dance with me. Ugh, what a creep. Let go! Can somebody help me with this? Suddenly a boy around my age appeared. Oh my. He has the most beautiful gray eyes I've ever seen. Excuse me, sir. I believe the lady has agreed to have her first dance with me. Thank you, handsome stranger. As we danced, I couldn't help but stare dreamily into those gorgeous eyes of his. We were about to leave the dance floor when he whispered in my ear, "Wait here. I'll be right back." Who would have thought a superficial party like this would lead me to my perfect guy? Suddenly, I heard a snapping sound behind me, and as I turned around, my mask fell off. Oh no, a paparazzi cut my mask string. I tried to cover my face with my hands, but it was no use. Luckily, Mum rushed over and hid me behind her. Sorry everyone, but the party's over. We had a great time and hope to see you all again soon. Then she led me back to my room, while the security showed everyone the way out. From that moment on, my ordinary life ended for good. My face was plastered all over the internet as the billionaire Jacqueline Mars's daughter. Now everyone at school is looking at me funny. I don't get it, guys. I'm still the same old Viv. Oh, there my besties are. They would surely have my back, right? But nope. As I approached them, they went ballistic on me, saying how I don't trust them enough to confess about my actual background, so from now on we're no longer friends. This is so unfair. I never asked for any of this. I wipe away my tears, trying to act like nothing happened. Huh? What's this? There's a note lying on top of my books that says, "Hey, it's me, the guy from your birthday party. I'm so sorry for what happened to you. If you need anyone to talk to, text me anytime." Oh, so he's from our school? Wow. Just when I thought no one's there for me, he showed up again. But there's no name, though. Is he still playing this mysterious game? Okay, I'll just call him my masked knight then. From that day on, we texted nonstop. He just gets me. My family situation, my friends, everything. One time, he even secretly slid a Blackpink concert ticket in my bag, since I once told him that I was their diehard fan. Another time, he sent me a gift card to my all-time favorite ice cream store, Ben & Jerry's, just to cheer me up on a bad day. Aww. This ice cream tastes delicious, but I can't help wishing the masked knight was here with me. All I know is he has the most beautiful gray eyes and gorgeous black hair. Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, I have a surprise for you this Valentine's Day. Hope you're as excited to see me as I am to see you. Finally, I get to meet the boy I'm crazy about. I can't wait. On Valentine's Day, I was in English staring out of the window and thinking about my masked knight. I wonder what he looks like. Ladies, I brought your Valentine's roses. Here you go, Viv. This is it. It's gotta be from him. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a taste of the rose, then come meet me at the pool. X. I quickly unwrapped the candy, popped it into my mouth, then rushed to meet my dream man. Well, where was he? As I tried calling him, the room started to spin. I saw the outline of a blurred black figure, then... Ugh. My head is killing me. Where am I? And whose hand am I holding? Hold on. Those eyes. He must be. Thank goodness you're awake. Are you the one who danced with you at your birthday party? In the flesh. I'm Jeremiah, by the way. I had higher hopes for our first face-to-face meeting, but oh well. Turns out, he always knew I went to the same school as him, but he was a bit intimidated by my family's influence, so he decided to get to know me via text first. He said the cops had found some sort of sleep-inducing substance in my rose candy. Before I could quiz him anymore on this, Mom barged into the room and hugged me. After making sure I was okay, she turned to Jeremiah and said, "You saved my daughter. For that, I can never thank you enough. Please join us for dinner tomorrow night." Jeremiah seemed hesitant at first, but then he nodded in agreement. The dinner did not go as planned. Between Mom's blatant interrogating and Gregory's menacing looks, I could sense Jeremiah's discomfort. Then when Jeremiah asked where the restroom was, Gregory insisted on showing him. When Jeremiah returned, he seemed flustered and made his excuses to leave. Grr. What had that annoying Gregory said to him? I quickly followed Jeremiah and apologized, but he just smiled and offered to pick me up for school tomorrow. The cops haven't found the culprit yet, so from now on, I'll be your guardian. How sweet. After that, I hung out with him every day. Great, right? Only, somehow it didn't feel the same as when we were texting. Back then we had a deep connection. Now it was just like two friends hanging out. Oh, and not to mention Olivia, Jer's childhood friend who can't seem to leave him alone for more than 2 seconds. One time, Jer and I were at the movies together, but guess who coincidentally appeared and plonked herself down next to him? Yep, Olivia. Worse still, with their giggling and popcorn sharing, I felt like the third wheel. I was not having this again, so I just left for home in this random cab parked outside the theater. But bad luck. The driver doesn't know the way. He doesn't even have a phone, and I had to lend him mine for GPS. The guy snatched it out of my hand immediately. Rude. But wait, it was 9 p.m. already. Why did he still have shades on? And even wore a mask? Right then, I realized the car had passed the town's border. Stop! The car suddenly filled with smoke, and the last thing I thought was, he has eyes that were exactly like Jer's. I woke up finding myself in this old, cobwebby room. Where is this place? And that driver guy? I have to get out of here now. Right at that moment, he came into the room with a smile. Don't you recognize me? Will you have another dance with me? 'Cause I'd love that. What is happening right now? What he just said. Did that mean he's the actual masked knight? Maybe that's why I don't feel connected to Jeremiah. Why did Jer lie to me then? So many questions popped up in my head. Then suddenly I heard a car stop outside. That guy immediately went to check. This could be my chance of escaping. By the time I got downstairs, I saw the driver guy talking to Jeremiah. So I hid behind the door and watched on. Cameron, just stop this. Getting revenge on our father is one thing, but this is a step too far. Take Viv back to her family now and end this. I know this looks bad, but trust me, I'd never hurt Viv. I didn't mean for her to fall into the pool. That's why I jumped in to save her. But I need her as bait to show the world what that jerk Gregory is like. He doesn't deserve to be her father. I muzzled myself in shock. Gregory is their father? And that Cameron guy was the one saving me, not Jer? Don't you forget who abandoned us when Mom had a close brush with death, then took all our business and properties, even our home, leaving us helpless? That jerk deserves all he gets. I was trying to process it all when another car arrived, Gregory's. I quickly hid under the stairs before he walked in with a bunch of bodyguards. Cameron, Jeremiah, my sons, haven't you grown up so fast? Cut to the chase. Give us back the business and what's rightfully ours. Then we'll let your stepdaughter go. Huh, indeed. Like father, like sons. Very smart. But still amateurs, my boys. You see, all that girl is to me is an obstacle blocking my way to the inheritance. So please, be my guest and take care of that little Miss Annoying. Aren't you afraid we'll expose everything you just said? And who's gonna believe you now? Jacqueline is mesmerized by me. so she'd believe anything I say. That snake! How dare he speak of my mum like that? Unable to hold in my rage, I jumped out of my hiding spot and screamed at Gregory. What did you say about my mum? You slimy, lying traitor! Nice talking to you all, but the fun has to end here. Goodbye. The guards lunged forward, about to tie me up when the cops smashed the door coming in, and behind them was Mom! Stop right there! How dare you do this to my daughter? Gregory's face turned paler than a ghost as he mumbled out, Jackie, honey, why you're here? But just in time to save our baby, Vivian. Cut the act. I already heard everything you said, and you're going to jail for a long time. Then the cops led him and took his crook guards away. Seeing Mum, I was so happy I rushed to hug her. Turns out, her investigations of the pool incident led her to Cameron, so when she confronted him, he eventually told her everything. That's how they came up with a plan to catch Gregory red-handed. Mum and the cops had been waiting in ambush around here for Gregory to show up. Then, well, you know the rest. A lot has happened in 3 months. Mum finally finished all the legal stuff, so now the property Gregory had merged with hers to gain her trust is now signed back over to Cam and Jeremiah. I realized that being wealthy isn't a bad thing, especially as it means with influence like this, I can help other less fortunate people and really make a difference. Now I help Mum with her business and her charity work, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm proud of my hard-working, amazing mum, and I'm proud of who I am. And guess what? I now have real friends who like me for me. As for Jeremiah, well, he apologized about everything. He used to fear his brother was going to hurt me, so he lied to protect me. We made up, of course, and became the best of friends. I'm not sure I can say the same about his brother, though. He did everything he could to beg for my forgiveness, but I just can't. Then one day, Jer asked me to come by his home to visit his mom. She begged me not to think badly of her boys, especially Cameron. He's in love with you, you know? He always talks about you, and how he wishes things would have been different. Oh boy, her words are starting to have an effect on me. When I walked out the door, I saw Cameron sitting on the porch. He turned and looked at me, and I felt my heart pound for my gray-eyed, masked knight. So, taking a deep breath, I walked over to him, just as the sun was setting.